Now Hercules has just been running the solo lane.
Well, maybe we'll find out. Can Chalk take over the solo lane? Can the Leviathans do it here? We'll find out in Game 1.
That's right, it's game number 1 in our second week of the Smite Pro League in our road to Masters, and we get to kick it off with the Camelot Kings and the Atlantis Leviathans.
You're really just leaning on genetics to start up these fights, and it's still early game. It's not exactly a tank just yet.
Submitted by Fine, okay. Adapting's out of his, and Captain Twig steps too far forward on the invade.
Is just much higher. Genetics simply locks down entire jungle paths.
Ooh, crit on Captain Twig with a dash by Leviathans because of those picks. Captain Twig falling a little bit behind in farm. Trying to go back for variety. Finds a couple of crits on that Deathbane, and that should be as good as dead on the Hercules. Adapting for as much time as he spent on the right side. Finally will pay off for him.
Go to do more, but it seems to be the bread and butter for the majority of these mid laners. Instead, anti-heal on his mind.
Now it's Genetics' turn to feel the wrath of Adapting. Turn into a pig, dashes away, but a dash right through by Zapman now.
If not BMT and Yarkor looking at him at the same time, I'm not sure there's anybody that can really shut down this cat.
No, Riptide catches both Variety and Genetics. And Variety gets thrown right back through a River's Rebuke to lock him in place. And another one on the board for the Leviathans. Captain Twig dunks into the backline, finds two, but immediately has to back himself away as the Leviathans have all funneled themselves out of this team fight. Genetics is trying to keep this one going, finds a stun on the Shinto, and he is as good as dead. Captain Twig with one, but Adapting dives into the backline and dies in an instant. BMT, credit to the kill. Stand by, but Zapman's being zoned away by Variety. Captain Twig hunting for a kill as well. Zapman dashes away, no relics to his name, and a boulder from Variety to put him down. The Fire Giant still active for the Camelot Kings, and no one from the Leviathans can make their way in. It's fire on 5, a push by Variety, Adapting on top of one, but immediately has to dash away because look at Big Man Tink's free casting in the backline. Adapting does get one, but up in the sky, death rains from above for BMT. Final K pushed against the wall and shoved in a locker by BMT. Double kill for the mid.
Leviathan's composition, not going to be easy to siege into.
Or dies on the Zapman. Beads are up for Zap, but he is just getting out-traded crit for crit. Up on this tree is Captain Twig to dunk down in, a dive by, and a kill for Captain Twig.
Even better. Now it's the Camelot Kings, they're walking in.
Ultimate from Wrong U to try and slow this down, but into the wall goes Yarkor, dive away, and ultimate from BMT does a lot of damage to Wrong U in the backline. BMT is just doing so much through, but Variety gets taken down by Adapting Yarkor. He gets him sustained back through. Final K rooted in place. The wall will block off his escape path as well, but Captain Twig finds one in the back line. Wrong U being dove on by Twig, and it's a double for the jungler, the Camelot Kings. They've taken their eye towards the Fire Giant instead. Just right back to the farming and trying to reestablish some pressure on the map. It'll have Phoenix respawning with a massive fire wave in. Captain Twig blinks in to start the Phoenix, doesn't get anything there. Instead it's a boulder in the mid lane from Variety. Left Bird still stands on the way. I'm not sure if Captain Twig alone has pressure to take it out. As Adapting goes in, drops the ultimate on Captain Twig, gets the beads back through. Adapting needs a couple of crits on his Deathbane, gets a few that he needs, especially the in-hand Twig to the sky, and he is out, but it's a breakout fight on the right side of the map now. As the Phoenix goes down, Variety finds a push on a Final K, but it's right into the Bird, pulls him right back in. One more auto from BMT. Sends Final K into the grayscale. Shinto crushing wave away, but picked up by Variety. Fast beads and an Aegis to get away from the damage of Big Man Tinks. The Camelot Kings have expended a lot to try and find a kill. Not sure they have enough to go for the Titan.
First beads for Big Man Tinks as he hides in the bush. Stealth not going to help out here. Finally falls down, but on the left side it's a Bird. Shinto pulled in and removed.
Variety is doing so much work in the backline. Pickup after pickup, push after push. It's going to be a long trek back for Final K to rejoin one of the fights. Variety to the back line. Sunder by Genetics to start the fight. Shinto, half HP gone.
What hit him?
In an instant. It's got to be this damage from Marty, and maybe a push from Variety to get another set of relics away. Zapman's beads gone. Genetics barreling through. Yarkor to the back line to try and start things out. Zapman uses the Aegis, but it only delays the inevitable through. River's Rebuke will not save his life. BMT grabs one kill. Wrong U. And Final K, the frontliners now being chased out. A slow by Wrong U. He'll separate himself, but it's only going to lead to his doom. Double kill for Yarkor as Genetics zones away. Final
already weak.
Shinto's got ultimate. A lot of imps could go through, but he won't even get a chance. Captain Twig gets the stun. BMT with the damage from range will focus on the Titan while the Camelot Kings remove the last Leviathan from the map, and game number 1 of the set to the King.
There for the Warriors. It feels like an aggressive draft, but one that scales well into team fights for the Kings. Yep. And so the potential to close this set out 2-0 is there. The question is just whether or not they can push themselves to the limit. It's been a rough start for the Leviathans this phase. We'll see if they can turn things around here in game number 2. Can they push the Kings to 3? Let's find out with J-Mac and Mifflin.
The Camelot Kings are 1 game away from keeping up their undefeated streak here in the official phase in the road to Masters. Through. Captain Twig actually cancels the dash. Fine, okay, misses the pickup. Variety. And Captain Twig will have to fight in a 2v3. Portal not there to grab Variety this time through as it's just off the mark. Variety pushed against the wall, double stun through, but no dash. Means a first blood for the Leviathan.
Very often on this Yana, it's already back up, can get involved anywhere.
Fine, okay, jumped on by Captain Twig, and knockup is good. Fine, okay, doesn't have the resources to get out of here, and it's just a slam down from the Camelot. Dive in by Wrong You on the left side of the map to try and find Yarkor. Beads gone.
Well, they're diving.
Wrong You still diving through. They've got 3 standing by. Arut is good, but not good enough. Adapting, able to get 1. Takes a lot of damage from the tower.
Not if Horse is nearby. Not if Shinto's got that ultimate.
Another dive to find okay. Cripple Field to lock him down. The Onassault and Zapman are here. Variety credits a 1 pick. Shinto tries to get Variety, but the dash misses. Adapting is there to pick up the slack and make it a 1-for-1 on the solos. Captain Twig drops out of the Colossal Fury.
Make use of it a little bit more easily, and you could threaten both neutral objectives with it. Both Fury pulled. Leviathan's on the scene.
As you say, threat towards it. Zapman's got to come through. Wrong You, able to dash away. Still
Clip
hit by the
them.
Wild Hunt and Genetics. Thunder goes through, but just not enough damage from the Kings until Shinto steps out of position in the middle of 3 Camelot Kings players. He will fall down first to even out the kills for the Kings.
To adapting, threatening that. Fury, back up. You'll have to walk over the old-fashioned way. Whoa!
Adapting low. Captain Twig chases him out, forces the bat out of hell away. Captain Twig, though, can't stick around too much longer. Does have Colossal Fury to fight back in. Fine, okay, being slammed by the Camelot Kings. The CC chain is just too much. Does drop into the Fire Giant pits there with Adapting.
Twig's back.
Secure, not necessarily there for the Camelot Kings. Genetics taking a lot of damage from fire. He can't tank this one too much longer. Throws the ult against Adapting. Wrong You goes in.
Look at that.
Finds the stun. Genetics can't leave the pit. Yarkor and the Leviathans take away the Fire Giant. It's a double for Zapman as it's BMT and Variety up against the remainder of the Leviathan squad. BMT now left by himself. Bead's gone for the Marty. Stealth Crash for the movement, but Shinto knocks him down. The Leviathans not only take the Fire Giant, but they'll go ahead and pick up a deicide for their squad.
The Leviathans play well around their timing of rotation into the Fire Giant. Wait for Adapting to distract the front line of the Camelot Kings. Could be the exact same situation as Game 1, where the siege is simplified by a pick. Captain Twig decides he can't defend himself, can't run away, tries to turn it around, but not a fight you want to do that. Not against Zapman, not with all that crit he's already stacked.
Leviathans slow on the Phoenix because they can't even get through that tier 2 tower just yet. Zapman
No way.
rotates in, crit by Yark, and momentum now halted
Fine
for
doesn't win this.
Leviathans. Fine, okay, walks into the ones. Trying to fight for the Fire Giant. Variety finds Wrong You, rooted in place. A lot of damage by BMT. The silence keeps him from dashing away, and he just can't do anything. The CC chain is too much from the Camelot Kings, and the damage outburst as well. Final K pushes Captain Twig, who has to go up into Colossal Fury. Now Shinto being crit by the Vamana, but just a little too mobile. Now it's a turn to Final K and a burn away, but all the while, Zapman's been taking a Phoenix.
Left side bird goes down, but Fire Giant does as well. Captain Twig in trade. Exact same as previously. I think if anyone's going to die for the Camelot Kings to grab fire, I think Captain Twig proposition. And instead it plays to the Leviathan's strengths once more.
Full dive by the Leviathan. Shinto transports his team through to find a pick on Variety. Half HP, but now the Cavalry of the Kings have arrived. Variety goes down, but Shinto being slammed in the backline by the crits. Slammed by Captain Twig. That man in the wall to try and buy some time, but Wrong You can't get to the sky.
Wow.
And because of it, Zapman falls the instant that he jumps out of the wall himself. Camelot Kings will trade Variety for 3.
The team fight is just so much better from the Camelot
Start
Kings.
up, enhanced fire, Adapting not nearby. Wrong You here, and Final K as well. There's got to be a big steal,
low.
but it's a fight instead for the Camelot Kings. Wrong you locked down as it's BMT trying to get the kill on the objective. Adapting, though, takes out Yarkor. Is able to get away with the portal from Shinto. Fire Giant dropped by the Camelot Kings. Zapman as well, low in the fight. Adapting, no ult to get away. Has to beat the slow from Twig, but it's a 1-for-1 trade out between the squads.
And a much more valuable one that the Leviathan's able to grab. Yarkor means that there is no crit on map, which should remove threat to the objective. The Camelot silence, root, here's the damage.
Cripple field after. Vinyl K can't dash
Can't
away,
move.
can't go through the portal either. Genetics and Variety have set up so much for the
It's
Camelot
disgusting.
Kings. Tier 2 tower, and maybe a Phoenix as well. Adapting,
Bye.
locked in place and knocked down once more. BMT with the burst damage needed. The Camelot Kings will take down a Tier 2 of Phoenix and add one more as their minion wave has made its way to the left side. Bird, Camelot Kings have turned this game right back around.
Has just been Kings.
We'll wipe the Camelot Kings,
Uh-huh.
stop the Kings' momentum back through, and the Camelot Kings laughed at it. They said, okay, that's cool. We don't need fire. We don't need this fight. You
Yikes.
can have your 5K lead because the Kings are just better late game. Captain Twig nearly takes out Zapman.
He's won.
But the shielding's
He's
keeping
done.
him alive. Zapman gone. Variety in the backline is not where you want to be if you're a Leviathans member is trying to deal with Variety. Big Man Tings clipped by the boulder of Final K, and that's enough to at least keep the Camelot Kings back, forged to keep them alive.
Not wrong, you would take it a bit more aggressive.
Oh,
Goes in,
no.
gets stunned immediately, adapting off the map.
Wrong you and Final K now to defend, but the cripple fields are there. Wrong you able to dash out. Final K finds a way out, but Wrong you caught again by Genetics. A boulder from Final K,
Living.
but all the damage in the world by the Kings, who Mifflin, they were down 6,000 gold just moments before this Fire Giant. They wheel it back, and the Kings keep up their undefeated road to Masters.